there are more sheep than there are human beings in New Zealand. There used to be a ratio, about 10 years ago, I read a study that said 10 sheep for every human in New Zealand. Now, what's happened recently, because they've had drought, apparently there's fewer sheep than used to, but they still outnumber the inhabitants. And the sheep are good. I mean, the sheep are great because what do? They eat, go back here. So this is in the spring. So they're eating the cover crop, right? They're fertilizing. In fact, there was a good story in the San Francisco Chronicle this week about sheep in Napa and Sonoma. And they actually had some plus and minuses about, if you put the sheep in too early, then they destroy the soil and that kind of thing, and they can compact the soil. But generally, they're eating the weeds and the cover crop, and then they're fertilizing. And then they take them out before, when the grapes start to form and before the grapes get ripe, they take them out. But because they've been a sheep industry for many years, what do? They've had stainless steel tanks to hold the milk. And when they started making wine, they said, well, we've got these tanks, let's use stainless steel tanks. So they've always made wines, always, few exceptions obviously, but typically stainless steel fermented. And that is the reason why they typically do not generally oak their wines, and you get this really bright, intense fruit character. So North Canterbury, there's a beautiful picture, again, looking towards the Southern Alps, so you can see the snow-capped mountains. It's a very cool, it's actually one of the driest places in all of New Zealand, and it makes a very long, ideal growing season. But because it is very dry, again, the rain shadow, they do have to irrigate. And many critics now are looking at North Canterbury as probably one of the most underappreciated regions in all of New Zealand. It's only home to about 90 wineries, and many of them are very small, independent, and family-owned wineries.